just had the carpets cleaned. And
I know, like, wanted to be like, really?
Hey, do you need to check in, ma'am? Can you hold on just one moment?
No, okay.
Smith & Wesson, right?
A 40, yeah.
Yeah, right. So Ruger is not a Smith & Wesson, is it?
It's not a Smith & Wesson 40.
A High Point is not a Smith & Wesson, is it?
I don't look at it about Smith &
Mr.
Wesson.
Smith, answer my question.
I don't know, to be honest.
A High Point is a type of gun, right?
9mm High Point.
Yes. A Smith & Wesson is a kind of gun, right?
Yes.
A Ruger is a kind of gun, right?
Yes.
They're all three different, right? They're different manufacturers, right?
Hey, 9mm, I just...
Sir, in the call, you said Ruger, right?
That's what it sounded like, yes, sir.
No, that's what you said, right? Want to hear it again?
I heard it, but...
You heard it twice, right?
Yeah.
And you said Ruger twice in the call, right?
Correct.
And a Ruger is different than a High Point, right? Right?
I guess so.
Don't guess. Tell me. You're the one who owns the guns, not me. A Ruger is different than a High Point, right?
I may have said Ruger, but
Mr. Smith,
I
answer
probably
my
meant
question. A Ruger is a different gun than a High Point,
And I
right?
keep telling you, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir, I do not know.
30501, please. Can you see that picture on the monitor there?
Yes, sir.
Can you zoom in to the part on the slide? Can you read those words for me, Mr.
It
Smith?
say Ruger.
It says Ruger, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you'll agree with me that a Ruger is a type of handgun, correct?
Correct.
And in the call, you're describing for your friend in prison a Ruger that you're racking, correct?
Correct.
And it's not a High Point that you're saying, right? You didn't say I'm racking a High Point, did you?
No.
You didn't say I'm racking a Smith & Wesson,
I
did you?
just said a brand of the gun.
You didn't say you're racking a Smith & Wesson, did you?
No, sir.
You didn't say you're racking a High Point, did you?
No.
You told your friend that you were racking a Ruger, right?
I get.
Don't guess. You want to hear it again?
I heard it.
Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
And that was on March 6th of 2015, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's the day after Judge Berg got shot, right?
I never saw that gun, sir.
Okay.
Never even got that
All
gun.
right.
Was never in my
My question
possession.
to you, sir, is that's the day after Judge Berg got shot, right?
If he was shot on March 5th, yes, it was the day after. I'm not on the phone saying I shot nobody.
And you heard Mr. Williams say that you traded the gun that you used to shoot Judge Berg for a Ruger 9mm. You heard that,
After a couple days, that's what he said. He did not say the next day, sir.
He said after the shooting, you traded the 45 for a Ruger. Isn't that what he said?
But he said after a couple of days, yes.
Okay.
He did.
All right. That's what he said, right? And you're talking about a Ruger on March 6th,
But
right?
that gun was never ever recovered
Mr. Smith,
from
you're talking about a Ruger on March 6th, right?
Correct.
And you're racking a Ruger on March 6th, right?
Correct.
Just like Mr. Williams said, right?
Correct.
Now, I want to play you another jail call. This time, one of your calls from jail. What number is that? For the record, play 77, please. You can take that down.
After the beep, please say United States.
United States.
Thank you. Your total available talk time for this call is 30 minutes. Additional call party restrictions may apply. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. You may hear silence during the acceptance of your call. Please continue to hold.
Hello. Please hold while we attempt to connect your call. Your called party will be given the opportunity to open an account to pay for future calls from you. We will now attempt to connect you for a short free call. After the free call, your called party will be offered payment options to set up an account to pay for future calls. Your called party will be given the opportunity to open an account to pay for future calls from you. telecommunications services provided by Securus Technologies. For more information on products and services, visit www.securustech.net. Calls are subject to recording and may be monitored. You may start your conversation now.
Hello.
Hello.
What up, though? Brandy around?
Who is this?
This new homeboy.
Now, who's Brandy?
Robert Williams' girl.
And you know that, right?
Correct.
You've known Robert Williams for some time, correct?
Correct.
And Brandy's his girlfriend, correct?
Correct.
In fact, you called that number to her cell phone or her house prior to this call, right?
I called her previously a while ago, yeah.
Okay, all right. Continue, please.
You new homeboy who?
Hey,
Hey, bro. You just called my phone. Get the fuck on. Just tell them niggas to stop giving you everybody's fucking number, bitch. If you want to die, bitch, you gonna be next on the list, nigga. Stop fucking calling around, bitch. My cousin's straight, ho.
niggas be real tough on the phone, man.
Yeah, nigga, fuck you, Cam, whoever, bitch. Remember, you got people still out here too with your whole ass. Get the fuck on, bitch. You ain't about that life, nigga. That's why your bitch ass in there where you at now. Get the fuck on. You be careful, bitch.
No rat ass bitch.
Whatever, bitch. Them sisters, you got family out here too, you dumb motherfucker.
Man, whatever, man.
With your dumb ass.
We ain't put in.
Nigga, you ain't hard either, bitch. I ain't about to argue with you. Alright, it's cool, bro.
Whatever, nigga. You ain't tough.
Whatever. Tell him we know where his people at.
How you gonna trip
Just know
his
that.
man, though? That's supposed to be his man. Rat ass nigga. How they out there, man?
Hey, fuck you and whoever else got something to say about it, bitch. Nah. Find them, bitch. If you want them that bad, bitch, find them. Nah. Bitch.
Niggas be tough on the phone, man.
Hey, fuck you, nigga. Ask Kevin where I'm at, bitch. Tell Kevin to tell you, bitch. Come holler at me, nigga. You in the county, bitch, so you coming home.
What?
So, nigga, tell that nigga tell you where I'm at. He know where I'm at, nigga. Come holler at me.
Man, you ain't hard, man.
Bitch, I ain't gotta be hard, bro. But when they made guns, they ain't stop making them, bro. I still can take your face, you dumbass nigga.
That's a lot of threat.
Now, Mr. Smith.
A lot of threat for the recorded phone call. Why you ain't your cousin testify?
I'm sorry, your called party has
In that call, someone's talking about Nunu, right?
Correct.
And they're calling him a rat-ass bitch, right?
Correct.
And they're saying, why are you letting your cousin testify, right?
Correct.
And that's the call that you made to try to stop Mr. Nunu from Mr. Williams from testifying.
No,
right?
sir.
You didn't make that call?
No, sir.
That's not your voice on the call?
No, sir.
You heard Corporal Sobel testify that call came from someone else named Mr. Frederick, I think? That his number, right?
Correct.
You know Mr. Frederick, don't you?
Yes, he was on the rock with me before.
Okay. And you and he were sharing the same ward before that call, right?
Correct.
And that's ward, what, 512, right?
Correct.
And Mr. Sobel told us that that's not Mr. Frederick's voice, right? You heard that?
That's
right?
that's what he said, yeah.
Is it your testimony that's not your voice?
Correct.
You didn't make that call?
No, sir.
So someone else on that same ward of 10 people, not Mr. Fredericks, not you.
I actually knew.
Hold on a second, sir. Someone else on your ward was making a call trying to stop Mr. Williams from testifying, right?
No, sir.
Someone else on your ward, not you, called him a rat-ass bitch, right?
Correct.
Someone else on your ward, not you, not Mr. Fredericks, called and said, why are you letting your cousin testify, right?
Correct.
So someone else on your ward not only knew that Nunu or Robert Williams was going to testify, but knew his girlfriend's name, Brandy, right?
Somebody on my ward knew Robert Williams and Brandy.
Okay. So somebody else on your ward knew Robert Williams and Brandy, right?
That's correct.
And someone else on your ward, not you, not Mr. Fredericks, knew that how to reach Brandy by cell phone,
He
right?
knew Brandy number, correct.
Okay. And they, on their own, called up and called him a rat-ass bitch.
No,
right?
sir, I told him that Robert Williams was testifying on me, and he say I'm finna call Brandy, and he called him.
Who is this person?
Dave.
Dave. What's Dave's last name?
I don't know his last name.
Oh,
to be
okay. So
honest.
you had Dave call him and tell him...
No, I didn't have Dave call. He already knew her anyway, so he called her.
So Dave on his own took it upon himself to call up and yell at the cousin, calling him a rat-ass bitch.
No, he never yelled. His cousin, the one that was doing all the threatening, sir.
Okay, all right. So you recognize the voice as the cousin of Mr. Williams, right?
Correct.
So you knew the voice of the person on the phone call as the cousin, right?
Correct.
You knew the number of the person, how to get a hold of him, Brandy, right? right?
I knew Brandy's phone number, yeah.
And Nunu's not testifying against this Dave guy, is he?
No, sir.
He's testifying against you, right?
Correct.
And yet Dave called and called him a rat ass bitch, not you.
He
right?
called Brandy and asked her, why is Robert Williams testifying on me? That's what he did.
Well, we heard the call. He didn't say why is he testifying. He said Nunu's a rat ass bitch, right? Is that what you heard?
Correct.
The call? Yes?
John knew that was not me on the phone. That's why he said, tell Kevin he know where I'm at. Go ask Kevin. He knew that wasn't me talking
He
on the phone.
also says Kev on the phone too, right? He calls you by Kev.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's not you, right?
That's not me.
Just like you told your attorney that on May 16th of last year, you weren't with Mr. Williams on Ward Street.
I was
right?
not with Mr. Williams on Ward Street.
So you weren't there. You weren't anywhere near Ward Street at that time.
As I look at the map, it's close in an area where my sister lived at on West Chicago.
Okay.
Robert stole my gun from my house.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Robert stole the gun from your
Yes,
house?
when he robbed the old man on Falls, that was my gun that they used.
He used your gun to rob on Falls?
On Falls, and it's stuff that I don't know nothing about no Ward Street.
Okay. You don't know anything about Ward Street. You weren't there.
No, sir, I was not
Okay.
there.
And Robert, it's your testimony under oath that Robert Williams stole your gun to go do that robbery, right?
Yes, sir, he take my gun without my knowledge.
Okay. How many times did you go without your knowledge?
A couple of times.
Okay. And you just leave your gun laying around, he can come and take it?
They know, they could just come walk in my house, my family house, they know him.
You're close enough with Robert Williams and Timothy Russell and Don Diego Adams, they can come and go out of your house without knocking, right?
Not without knocking, but if I'm not there, my family let them in the house.
So they just come in?
Yes, sir, my family will let them in.
So your family come in and they'll say, Kevin's guns are on the bureau.
No, my family don't even know that the guns is in the house, but they knew that I had a gun in there before. My room's small, so it don't take too much to find it.
So he stole your gun, he used your gun in the Ward robbery, and you didn't know about it, right?
I knew he had took my gun later on that night, and if around the time of the shooting, you clearly see I'm calling his phone. If I'm in the car with him, why is I'm calling his phone 1 minute before the shooting?
Listen to my questions. You knew, when did you learn that the gun was stolen?
Well, my sister told me.
Well, I thought you told us your sister and your relatives didn't know you had a gun, didn't they?
My sister told me that Robert Williams came over there, and I looked in my spot, and my gun was not there no more.
So it's your testimony that you had nothing to do with that shooting on Ward?
No, sir, I didn't. I never shot nobody with that gun.
It's your testimony that he came and stole your gun, did the shooting, and brought the gun back and put it in your drawer right after that?
No, I took it back from him earlier that morning.
Okay. So early in the morning, you took the gun back from him, and you put it back up. Did he ever steal your gun again after that?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, you described on that March 6th phone call a rack and a Ruger, right?
Correct.
And I showed you a picture of
I never had that gun.
Hold on, Mr. Smith. Listen to my question. You described rack and a Ruger, right?
Correct.
And I showed you a picture of a Ruger that was on Mr. Russell's phone, right?
Russell or Williams?
I'm sorry, Mr. Williams, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you've never had that gun before, right?
Correct.
And you said you've never had a Ruger before, right?
Correct.
Okay. But you told your friend that was a Ruger, right?
I probably said Ruger, but it was a non-Luger that I had.
Oh, okay. So you were mistaken.
I could have said, I probably did say Ruger, but I never had that gray and black gun.
Isn't it true, sir, that you and Williams and Adams and Russell would share those guns?
No, I had my own guns.
Isn't it true that you would share those guns from time to time to do robberies? Isn't that true?
No, sir.
Okay. That's not, your testimony is you never share the guns with them.
I mean, I knew that they had them in their possession before, but I never shared no guns with their guns. I had 2 guns of my own.
So it's your testimony they had their guns, right?
Correct.
And you had your guns, right?
Correct.
And you didn't share the guns back and forth?
I never took their guns.
Okay. And the only time that they would have your gun is when they stole it from you, right?
Correct.
Not once, but twice, right?
It was actually more than twice.
More than twice, okay.
I'm not going to say stealing it, but they took it without my knowledge and then brought it back.
Knowledge.
Correct.
And just so happens when they took it without your knowledge, they go and do a robbery or 2 or 3 and then give your gun back to you, right?
Correct.
Isn't it true, sir, that if they're doing these robberies and they're stealing your guns, that makes you part of this whole process, doesn't it?
No, sir.
They're using your gun to facilitate robberies, right?
Now that I...
You knew that,
No.
right?
No, sir, not at the time.
You thought they just wanted to take your gun out of your house and go play with it in the
They
street?
never asked me for the gun and I gave it to them. They always came over and just got it from my house.
You told me more than one occasion, time and time again, they would come and take your guns, right?
Correct.
And they would use those guns, right?
Correct.
and they would use those guns to commit crimes.
I know that now when y'all said something about a false robbery with an old man getting robbed with a laser.
So when they were taking your guns time and time again, you had no idea that they were doing illegal activity. That's your testimony?
I never really thought.
Even though they had their own guns, right?
They had one.
They had their own. You just told me a minute ago. They had their own guns. You had.
They had their own gun, but they was Robert Williams and Don Diego was sharing a gun or something like that, and they come and get my gun. I guess when they both want one in their possession.
Just 1 second, Ron.
Yep.
I don't have any questions this time, Ron.
Mr. Williams?
Yes. Redirect, Your Honor.
Please.
Thank you very much. And good afternoon, rather good morning, Mr. Smith.
Good morning.
You recall your continuing testimony from last week, do you not?
Correct.
You were shown today by Mr. Moran a photo of a Ruger. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you recognize that Ruger?
No, sir. I never had seen.
You never saw that Ruger before?
No, sir.
Okay. But you know the term Ruger, do you not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know that is a brand of a firearm, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you know what the source of that photograph of that Ruger is?
What you mean, a source?
Well, where it came from?
No, sir.
Okay. You don't know from what search warrant or anything it came from, do you?
No, I just know that gun was never recovered from my house or me.
It never came from your house, did it?
Correct.
Okay. Did you ever own or possess or use a Ruger?
No, sir. I had a 9 Luger. I didn't have. If I had a Ruger, I done had a couple of guns out of my lifetime. But if I never had no two-tone when that's silver and black.
Okay. Were there periods of time in your life when you personally felt that having a gun was to your advantage or necessary in your life?
Correct.
And why was that?
Well, my phone call where I say I ain't worried about nothing. I had an issue in Highland Park previously, and people was telling me to stay from over there. So I always kept a firearm around through the little issues I had.
Okay, and the call that came in, was that taken over in Highland Park from
Yeah.
Mr. Swintel?
Yeah, I was in Highland Park, but he was in jail. That phone
yes,
call.
that's
that we
true.
had. Yeah.
Okay, and whose residence were you at in Highland Park?
Alan Corbin.
Okay. Now, let's talk about phone calls, okay? And you did hear the words United States, did you not?
Correct.
And did you recognize the voice of the person who said United States?
On which phone call?
On the phone call that was made with regard to the cousin of...
oh, no, I didn't recognize the voice.
You didn't recognize that?
No.
Have you made phone calls from the Wayne County Jail previously?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know that you were required to give some type of voice identification saying the word United States?
Correct.
Okay. And did you ever say those words, United States?
Correct.
Okay. And on the phone call that we just heard, you did not recognize that voice as yours, saying United States. Is that correct?
I know it's not my voice saying
okay.
It. I wouldn't be able to get through on somebody else.
Were you in the area of the Wayne County Jail that Mr. Moran has described?
Yeah, I was on a ward.
Okay.
I was actually told about the phone call afterwards, what was said and all that.
All right, and what was your reaction to that?
I laughed it off.
Okay. It's not important, non.
I know this guy not gonna hurt my family.
Okay.
So I just laughed it off.
Okay. Well, I'm more worried about what your testimony and your feelings are with regard to what was said to the person who was being called.
Well, when I tell somebody that a person is testifying on me, then they automatically be like, oh, he ratting or snitching. It was something that Robert Williams put me in that I actually did do, which was a jewelry store robbery, but like family homes, and I never got into that with them. So
okay. Also, you've used the word "stole my guns" today as to Robert Williams, didn't you?
Correct.
And is that what you actually meant with "stole my guns"?
No, not steal, but like he took it before. He ain't never took it and never ever gave it back. He just took it before.
Did you recognize it was missing, or had some inkling that you should go and seek it back from him?
Correct.
Okay. And so, therefore, you confronted him?
Not all the time, because I know he gonna eventually give it back, and I just call him.
Okay.
And he bring it back.
And so what you're saying is he may have taken it without your permission?
Correct.
Okay. Not really in the legal sense of stolen?
Correct.
Okay. And he had access to your house?
Correct.
Oh. Would he have access to the house without persons allowing him entry into your house?
No, sir. He didn't have no access without entry.
Okay.
Somebody let him in.
Somebody had to let him in. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to just talk in general terms. You know what you're charged with, do you not?
Correct.
And you've been very consistent in what it is your response to those charges are. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
And even today, and consistently, you pled not guilty to conspiracy to rob persons. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
And isn't true that with regard to the Judge Berg matter where he was shot, you consistently maintain your innocence and that you did not commit assault with intent to commit murder on Judge Berg. Is that correct?
Correct.
And likewise, not to commit the crime of assault with intent to commit great bodily harm less than murder. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And also, you consistently maintain your innocence and not guilty as to any attempted robbery of Judge Berg. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. With regard to the times that we've heard about other victims, you know what victims are in this case.
Correct.
You've heard that you were not participating, even by the people that you know did not participate in some of these other events. Isn't that correct?
I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't say that they didn't participate.
No, sir. They acknowledged that you were not. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Does that indicate to you that you were not participating because you were not in a conspiracy with them? Is that what you're trying to say?
Correct.
Okay. And that those persons were doing things unbeknownst to you and on their own?
Correct.
Has that been your position in the whole time with regard to your innocence in this matter, or as to all these charges?
Yes, sir. It's just.
Okay.
I'm just saying I was.
And you're consistent even to today. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Thank you very much.
You said that Ruger, your words were, no one took that from my house. Never took that from my house, right?
No one took a 9 Ruger from my house? Correct.
That's what you said, right?
Correct.
Okay. But you never said you didn't have a Ruger, did you?
Correct.
You just said no one found a Ruger at my house, right?
I said I probably had one in the past, but not.
You said no one found one at my house, right?
No one got one out of my possession or my home. Correct.
So you didn't get caught with it, in other words, right?
No, I didn't have no 9 Ruger like that one that was on the screen.
My question to you, when Mr. McWilliams was asking you questions, you said no one got that gun from my house, right?
Correct.
So no one caught you with the Ruger, right?
If that's what you're making it out to be, sir.
Mr. Smith, no one caught you with the Ruger, did they?
I'm telling you, I did not have a silver and black 9 Ruger. If you making it out to be whatever.
What color was the Ruger that you had that you were racking for Mr. Swindle?
It was all black.
The Ruger you had was all black.
And I doubt if it was a Ruger, it was a Luger.
We have to take your word for it that it was a Ruger. Is that what you said, right? Yes?
That's correct.
So are you telling this jury we can't take your word for what you say?
They can't take my word for it.
Well, you told Mr. Swindle it was a Ruger, right?
Correct.
And now you say it's not a Ruger, right?
Correct.
So can we take your word for what you say, or can we not?
You can, but I'm just saying, like I had a Luger. A Ruger
Which
is...
word do we want? Yes or no? Mr. Smith.
Yes, man.
So you're telling this jury we should believe what you say,
Correct.
even though you lie.
No, I never lied.
You never lie. I don't have anything else to say.
Any questions by the jurors? Mr. Smith, you can step down, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to check and see if...
Well, Go ahead.
We have a witness in the hallway. Your Honor, at this time I report to the court the two.
Why don't you approach?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.